Some of you might be thinking, I thought Armin was excited that Apostate Prophet is now finally, making videos about atheism, and he says he is. So why is he criticizing the Apostate Prophet? First of all, I am excited that the Apostate Prophet is going after God and religion and openly made the video about his atheism. I mean, I've been waiting for this for a very long time, and I think this has been really, really good. Again, this is gonna do a lot. First, I know I'm biased here, okay? Beyond the fact that this shows how transparent and honest our beloved prophet is, okay? Because again, like I mentioned last time, he didn't have to do this, and there's no benefit in him going out and full on announcing his like he could just be an atheist and not talk about it, but he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be transparent and honest about this, and he just went on his own channel and is telling people about his atheism. This doesn't do him any good, other than the fact that we now know that there's no way anybody could even claim that Apostate Prophet's a grifter or anything like that, right? Because again, there was no reason for him to do all of this, other than the fact that he wanted to be honest about it. A lot of his fans follow him because they want anti-Islam content. A lot of them are Christians. A lot of them are Hindus. A lot of them are deists, and this could alienate them. This could potentially lose him a lot of subscribers and patrons. A lot of the supporters were like, you know what, we know you're an atheist, but that's not why we follow you. Keep your atheism to yourself. And he was like, you know what, I don't want to hide this stuff. I don't want to have to, like, I think, like, I'm speaking on his behalf. That's probably not how you phrase him, but he didn't want to tiptoe. It seems to me like he didn't want to tiptoe around people's they play by their rules. Like, this is what I am. You want to like, this is who I am. This is what I believe in. This is what I don't believe in, and it's all out there. And you don't want to follow me. If you don't want to support me, then there's the door, right? Which is like so much respect. Yeah, exactly, Marco. AP's got integrity, respect, right? I respect him. I already respected him a lot, because he's like, I think in my book, not in his, this is not how he describes it, but in my book, he's like the number one warrior right now against Islam on the goddamn planet, right? I think. Again, I know he's gonna be like, he's like, I don't know why he's all this. What's up with all this humility? Like, he's supposed to be a prophet. Prophets are not supposed to be this humble, okay? So then you say, like, Armin, you say all this nice, great stuff about him, and then you play the video and you start criticizing every every sentence that he says. You pause and you say why you disagree with it. Like, that doesn't, like, how could you be celebrating somebody so much and then constantly nitpicking everything he's saying and disagreeing with it? What do you think my answer to that is? Because I'm doing the same thing. I'm being honest with you guys. What do you expect? You guys expect me to be like, what? I look up so much to Apostate Prophet, so I'm gonna, like, not tell you guys that I disagree with something because what? Because of, like, being on the right side of, for PR purposes rather than honestly. Of course, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If I see something I disagree with, it's in my nature to say something about it. I just cannot, like, sometimes it just passes by and I'm like, Armin, let it go. Armin, just let it go. I like, I have to say something. I cannot do it. I cannot do anything else. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. What am I sorry about? Right? I'm gonna, and guys, the apostate prophet has not yet officially been declared a prophet, so there's no apostasy laws. So if I see something, I could, guys, maybe it's also important for you guys to be able to see that there's a difference between admiring somebody and celebrating somebody and acting like you agree with every goddamn sentence that they say. I think people cannot see the difference, right? People are like, oh, if you could, like Majid Nawaz, for example. I was like, on Twitter, when I used to have Twitter, I will get it back. I will get my Twitter account back. Twitter, I'm getting it back, okay? But when I had Twitter, I would go at Majid Nawaz and like, Majid Nawaz said something, and I was like, I disagree with you, Majid, and blah, blah, blah. This is why you're wrong. And Majid's like, why are you turning me into your enemy? And I was like, I just disagreed with you, man. I just disagreed with you. Enemy? What the hell are you talking about? I just disagreed. Like, what the hell? You want me to, like, what? Okay? So I think Apostate Prophet recognizes that. I mean, disagreements coming from friends are often more fun than disagreements coming from people that don't like you, okay? Because it's a lot more constructive and it's a lot less emotional for the right reason, I guess, right? Anyways, Muhammad would have loved you. Me? I don't know what that I don't know the context of that comment. We can't leash Armin. True. I'm a dumb. Anyways, let's listen. I'm gonna play this, and you guys tell me if the audio is good.
Place that we are in.
Wait, why is the audio so low?
But the problem...
Oh, yeah, by the way, this whole video is 40 minutes long, okay? Given that it takes me an hour to review a 4-minute video, obviously I'm not going to do the it was very helpful that he cut it into segments so I could, like, I mean, this is a major event for me, right? When Apostate Prophet goes and does a video on atheism as a whole, right? So it deserves its multiple live streams on each segment, right?
Does not end by just saying religions depend on our circumstances, which is why all religions are wrong because they are random. Let's come back to the...
Okay, it should have been cut here. Okay, this segment should have been started here.
Topic, God.
God.
According to Islam and Christianity, you have to believe in God, and you have to believe in its scripture, and its commandments, and the rules of these religions. You must have the right beliefs in order to avoid eternal punishment. In Christianity, you must...
In Christianity, these are the words that you don't usually hear in a negative way coming from Apostate Prophets. So I really appreciate this. In Christianity, what?
Believe in Jesus, God, to be saved.
In Christianity, you have to believe in Jesus to be saved. Guys, again, this part of Christianity, I think it's the weakest, like it's the best we have against Christianity when it comes to trying to convince people out of Christianity, okay? Because people are dumb. I don't know if you've noticed. You guys have noticed, right? Have you guys noticed? People are dumb. In fact, there are some of them here right now in the live chat. The extreme, like not just like dumb, like average dumb. Like a lot of you don't recognize how dumb the average person is. Like because you hang out around people that are going on these live streams. Even the average people that you deal with on social media around the content that you're consuming, even those people that you think like, oh my God, these people are dumb, they're above average. Okay, a lot of you haven't actually left the areas that you hang out to go out, venture into the world to see what people are saying. You just hang out around your own content creators or whatever. So I think you have no idea, a lot of you, about how dumb the average person is. Okay, and imagine, and once, oh, this is a who said this show? Wait, okay, and imagine the average person, how dumb they are. Okay, and just realize that's the average person. So imagine what the other people are like. Okay, so when it comes to Christianity, this idea, the reason why I mentioned how dumb people are, okay, is because I wrote a book called Why There's No God. Okay, by the way, you can get this for free once you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, right? But there's a problem with this book. Okay, there's a major problem with this book. Okay, this book might help people who are looking for logical reasons in response to arguments for existence of God. Okay, this book will not work on most people because most people are as dumb as a rock. Okay, so they're not even logical fallacies and all that stuff doesn't even work on them. Okay, what are we gonna do? Like people are like, oh, we should educate people. Oh, people should get smarter. Or like, okay, good luck with that. I realized how dumb that idea was a long time ago, and I'll tell you later when I came to that realization. Most people will remain dumb. Okay, but this unfairness, this cruelty of God in Islam and Christianity, that doesn't require people to be that smart. Okay, this is, by the way, me calling people dumb. That is not very. That's not an insult. I know a lot of people think like me calling, it's not their fault. Okay, I don't know what it's a function of genetics and environment. Okay, the fact that most people are very dumb and intellectuals are a small group of people, that doesn't mean that we should like dismiss all these dumb people. Most of the planet is dumb, and we want these dumb people to be happy. Okay, we can't just be like make the world a better place for just intellectuals. We want all of these dumb idiots to be have happy, fulfilling lives, and we shouldn't make that conditional on them smartening up. So the reason why I think this specific thing that Apostate Prophet is highlighting is more important than all the arguments that I brought up, well, actually 19 of them at least, right, in my book, is because most people don't get logical fallacies and inconsistencies and double standards or all that. But most people, there's another thing that we could rely on, that most people do have, right? Most people don't have that much intelligence, but most people have a sense of sympathy and fairness. That's something that most people get, okay? So if you can't appeal to people's logic, which is very uncommon, what you could appeal to is to something else, which is very common. And that's their sense of fairness and sympathy. That is widespread, right? And this is why I love people even if they're dumb, okay? I love most people even if they're dumb, because most people are kind. Most people are dumb, but most people are kind, okay? And this is something, maybe empathy. Maybe I'm using the wrong word, okay? This is something that people just get. If you tell people that, I remember arguing with this girl, and she was telling me, she was trying to bring me to Jesus and all. And I was telling her, asking her why she believes in God. And she says, because it says so in the Bible, and she believes the Bible. And I was asking her why she thinks the Bible is true. And she said, because the Bible came from God. And I tried to show her how that doesn't make any sense, how that's circular reasoning, how I didn't mention circular reasoning because that was way above her, I tried to come up with stories and examples, and the napkin religion. You guys know the napkin religion, right? As an example for why that's absolute nonsense, right? How that's circular. I tried for so long. It just didn't work. Like, she wouldn't get what's the problem. She just didn't get what the problem is, right? But so I gave up, and I just told her, like, listen, let's say you're right and I'm wrong. Let's say you are right and I'm wrong. And I just didn't understand that Jesus is Lord, and I'm going to die. And am I going to go to hell for this? Like, do you think it's fair for me to be burning for eternity because I got the wrong answer? And she was like, no, I don't know why. I don't think that's fair. Right? So, I mean, I didn't convince her why Christianity is wrong or not, but she understood. Even if she didn't, she come up with some, like, I don't know, like she was confused and she didn't know how to answer that. But she got that the unfairness of that was like this to her, right? Because even though she was like as dumb as a rock, she could see the unfairness of how doesn't make sense for somebody to be tortured screaming in pain forever and ever and ever, just because they couldn't comprehend that Jesus is God. Like, it just, something doesn't feel right. Just something doesn't feel right. And that's because people, even if they're dumb, they're still kind, and they don't want their God to be this cruel, okay? And the gods of Islam and Christianity are extremely cruel. So what I'm saying is that what the Apostle Prophet is highlighting here is our greatest weapon against these religions. Because, again, you don't have to be that smart to understand that there's something unfair happening here, right? Look at this. Like, Sarah is a Muslim, right? Sarah is saying hell is terrible, so you should try not to go there. Okay, I don't know if Sarah. Okay, Sarah, you're a Muslim. You could tell us here in the live chat. Do you think that, let's say, I don't? Do you think I deserve to be tortured forever if I don't convert to Islam? Do you think that's deserving of eternal punishment? Anyways. Oh, we have an ex-Muslim here as well. Cool. This was supposed to be about the Apostle Prophet, but when I start talking, I can't stop.
And you have to believe in its scripture, in its commandments, and the rules of these religions. You must have the right beliefs in order to avoid eternal punishment. In Christianity, you must believe in Jesus, God, to be saved, in order to avoid hell. Whether you see that place as a place of eternal suffering or of physical torture is irrelevant.
Yeah, this is something. It's completely irrelevant. People are like, oh, no. It's not literal torture that's gonna happen in hell. It's a fire. That's just symbolism. We're like, so what's gonna happen? It's gonna be extreme suffering. But don't worry, it's not gonna be like you burning. And like, well, but it's very extreme suffering though. Like, yeah. But it's not. Nobody's gonna shove. I can't say what. Don't worry, it's not going to be literal torture, but it's going to be extremely unpleasant. Like, how unpleasant? Oh, worse than literal torture. Oh, okay. So that makes it a lot better. Like, oh yeah, hell is going to be horrible. Like, literal torture, you're going to wish it was literal torture. So wait, so the symbolism, the fact that the symbolism is actually worse. You're making it worse then. Okay. Great defense.
Right now. In Islam, you must believe in Allah and Muhammad and the Quran in order to go to heaven and avoid brutal eternal punishment in hell. But taking into consideration everything that I have just talked about, the map,
Oh yeah, this is map that we're going to cover this next time. Basically showing that what you believe in is mostly related to where you were born. Again, not all people, okay?
Religious distribution and how our beliefs depend on our circumstances. Is this really just?
No, it doesn't. In so many ways, this fails. Right? And again, I'm telling you, this is our Achilles heel of religions, right? Most people would get this. You could steal the story. No, don't steal the story from me. Give me credit. But this is the example I give people, okay? I say, like, for example, to a Christian, imagine you have this person, let's say like a doctor, and she is the nicest person that you have ever met, and she does surgery. She tries to heal as many people as she can, and if anybody can't afford her services, she does it for free, and she's very charitable, and she's very kind, and she doesn't harm a single living being in her entire life, and she's actively always trying to make everybody around her and the world happier and the world a better place. And she doesn't believe in Jesus. She just doesn't believe in Jesus, okay? And then, so what's going to happen when she dies? She's going to burn forever, right? So that's scenario number one, right? Scenario number two, we have a person that has committed 2 or 3 genocides, depending on how you define genocide, okay? By some definitions of genocide, he's responsible for 2 genocides, and by other definitions, he's responsible for 3 genocides, okay? And he also does some other things to some people who are tiny, who I'm not going to say because I don't know if YouTube is going to punish me for that, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, he does the Catholic. He does the Catholic, okay? He does the Catholic thing to a whole bunch of children. Oh, I said it. God damn it. Anyways, so he does that as well. What else does he do? What does he do? Oh, on top of all that, he puts pineapple on pizza. I don't have an issue with that, but I think a lot of you will get like offended. I think that's fine, but apparently that's a crime among a lot of other people. A lot of people think that, so he does that as well. Okay, but right before his death, on his deathbed, he's like, Jesus save me. Jesus is my Lord and Savior. I have been a sinner. I have been a sinner all my life. I have seen the way. Jesus, please forgive me. You are my Lord. And then he dies. Where does this guy go? This guy goes to heaven. Right to heaven. Okay? Does that seem fair to anyone? Does that seem fair to anyone here? No. Right? So that example, you should use that as a way to show people, even the dumbest people, how ridiculous their religion is. Oh, I asked this question to one friend of mine, and his reply was, "But Allah clearly told shirk is the . And I was like, "Get the F out of here." Yeah. I'm not saying this will work on everybody. Obviously, it won't. On most people, because most people are just like so brainwashed. Like Sarah here, for example. Look at this, Sarah. Sarah is up. Okay, but it works better than most other methods, right? Yeah, I love pineapple on pizza as well. I don't know why this is a human rights violation for most people. I mean, not most people, a lot of people. Okay, let's continue.
Is God or Allah really fair? If he is not fair, can we still believe in him? As explained, believing in these religions completely depends on where you are born. Born in Saudi Arabia, Muslim. Born in Russia, Christian. Born in Pakistan, Muslim. Born in America, Christian. Born in India, Hindu. Born in China, atheist or Buddhist. If you're born in Japan, you are probably an atheist.
By the way, I'm taking Chinese. We here at Atheist Republic, we are the we decide who gets their atheism card. Okay, so I didn't know that we have this power at Atheist Republic, but apparently, based on some of the comments I've seen, we are the leaders of atheism now. Atheist Republic is okay, and apparently we decide what atheism means, and it doesn't. On our Facebook page and our YouTube comments, people have been telling me that. Because they want to, I know what their motivations are when they say, okay. So given that I have been given that authority as the founder of Atheist Republic, I would like to officially denounce the Chinese government and take their atheism card away from them. So Chinese government, CCP, if you're watching this, I expect your atheism card in the mail. You guys do not belong. You guys could go get effed, and yeah, you're not part of the club anymore. I'm sorry. And if I do not see your atheism membership card in the mail by next week, then we're gonna send the Atheist Republic's official Armin army to invade China. Okay, we're gonna take over China. Atheist Republic is gonna take over China.
Or Buddhist. If you're born in Japan, you are probably an atheist or a Shinto or something.
Japanese atheists, you guys are okay. You guys could keep your atheism card. Yes, I did. Katie's saying, did you just atheist takfir the Chinese government? Yes, I did. I atheist takfir the Chinese government.
New. Most likely you are neither Christian nor Muslim. When your religious beliefs mostly depend on your environment and your conditions which you can do nothing for, does it then really make sense that God punishes or rewards people based on what they believe in when they die? If Islam is true and Allah is the one true God, then that means that the vast majority of the
I was just saying, so has the CCP been excommunicated by the Pope of Atheism? I'm not the Pope of Atheism. I'm the Guru of Atheism. I'm the chief Guru of Atheism. Oi, what did I do? I screwed up. Oh, there we go.
nor Muslim. When your religious beliefs mostly depend on your environment and your conditions which you can do nothing for, does it then really make sense?
Okay, no, I did not excommunicate 1.3 billion people. I said the CCP, not the Chinese people. I excommunicated the Chinese government. All hail Guru Armin. Yes, I like that. Supreme Leader Armin. Okay, fine. I'll allow that as well.
That God punishes or rewards people based on what they believe in when they die. If Islam is true and Allah is the one true God, then that means that the vast majority of those who are born into Christianity are doomed and will go to hell by default.
Not the vast majority. Every single one of them. Actually, yeah, every single one of them, except the Christians who did not believe in the Trinity, which I don't know what Christians do not believe in the Trinity, who were technically Muslim light according to Islam. But even they now, they have to accept Muhammad as a prophet, which technically makes them full-on Muslim. Yeah, it's not vast majority. It's all of them. All of them will go to hell according to Islam. Atsis is saying gurus don't excommunicate but popes, so you are a pope, Arminus the Eighth. Fine. I mean, I was gonna say I read your first sentence and I was like, no, we make the rules here. So if I say gurus can excommunicate, gurus can excommunicate. But then I read Pope Arminus the Eighth, and I liked the sound of that, so I was like, fine.
Because only few of them will become non-Christians, and only a very tiny number of people will ever convert to Islam. If Christianity is true and you have to follow Jesus in order to be saved, then the average person born in Pakistan as a Muslim is by default doomed, because he strictly believes in the truth of Islam and will most likely not question their belief.
No. You don't understand, Apostate Prophet. It was the belief in Jesus was already inside them. They were born with it. They're not, it's not the fact that they are wrong, okay? It's not like, oh, they haven't been given a chance to know Jesus. No. The knowledge of Jesus is something natural. The Holy Spirit calls onto you if you're not a Christian, it's not because you weren't exposed to Jesus. This is an active rejection of Jesus or Allah or whatever, okay? Oh, so the Muslim version of this, okay? We're all born Muslim, okay? This is why if you convert to Islam, you should say revert to Islam, not convert to Islam. Because when you became a non-Muslim, you were just denying the already available natural knowledge. You're basically actively rejecting God calling upon you. And that's why you deserve to be burned alive forever, okay? Because it's not just that you didn't see the sign. The sign was put right in front of your face the entire time, and you had spent so much time and energy because you want to sin. It's because you want to sin that this takes. It's not just you not noticing the signs. It's you seeing the signs and lying to yourself and actively rejecting it. This is God calling to you and you running. This is not you not going to God. This is God coming to you and you moving the other direction. Okay? God has already, you don't need to go to God. God has already given the free gift to you. It's already right there. And you are actively rejecting it. The door has been opened for you and you just have to walk right through it. And you're moving the other direction. And that's why you need to burn forever. How did I do? How did I do? How did I do? Was that good? Was that good? No, Dr. Anarchy, the religion is not mental disease. This is an insult to people who have mental illness. I did good, guys. And nobody's gonna compliment me my putting my best. Thank you so much.
Ever. It means the vast majority of those people who are born into Islam, who are born as...
It was silly. It was Soraya, I'm gonna ban you from chat. What the hell? See, Dr. Anarchy's like
Muslims are doomed to live an empty life and probably go to hell forever and never to be saved because of where and when they were born. I don't have to make big claims about how people experience religion. We know by experience that most people simply don't seek and don't inquire. Most people are loyal to the religion that they belong to. Could it really be that somebody named Marcus, who is born as a Christian in America and just does what he is supposed to do without ever questioning it, without ever seeking and thinking much, who just worships or doesn't worship and lives his life in a good or a bad way, could it really be that this person does nothing but simply to just live in conformity and to exist? But he dies as a Christian because he was born into Christianity and he therefore goes to heaven. But
no. Apostate here. I've been talking to too many Christians, so I know what the response to this is going to be. No, Red One, you don't understand. What happens is that these people who are never actively seeked Jesus, they're just nominal Christians. They don't actually. Jesus is not part of their life, okay? If they're just born into it and they just put the label Christian on them, that doesn't mean that they have welcomed Jesus into their hearts, okay? So, yeah, I completely understand what you're saying, Redmond. That would be unfair, okay? That's why just nominally taking upon the label Christian is not enough. You have to open your heart and you have to welcome Jesus inside your inside your heart for you to be accepted in the kingdom of heaven, in the kingdom of God in heaven.
Or somebody in Afghanistan, for example, someone who has looked for the truth all his life, but who simply couldn't find the right answer, who couldn't find the truth, will
try to find the truth, looked into Christianity, was not convinced, will go to hell. Yes.
Go to hell. Simply because
he... Yeah, I have actively... Guys, I'm telling you, when I was trying to... People told me, when I was considering... Okay, when I was like considering that maybe I'm wrong about anything, I was like, guys, okay, like, is it possible for me to wash away all my... I mean, I looked at Christianity and I was like, this seems like the dumbest crap ever, okay? It seemed like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. One of the dumbest things, okay? Especially coming from being an ex-Muslim, okay? Thinking, oh, God is like this unseen power, and like, okay, that is moronic, but then this is even more moronic. Your gods was like nailed to a cross, okay? This is like, I didn't think you could get dumber than Islam, but apparently you can, okay? So I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. How could so many people believe in it? And I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to consider it, okay? Let's just wash away all my biases. Just look at this with objectively, like, just, is it possible to be able to be completely unbiased and look at it like just with pure honesty and just be like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe my understanding of reality is so skewed that this is obviously true and it's right in front of me and I'm not seeing it, okay? Let's do that. Okay, I went to Christians like, okay, show me what you got, and they're like, pray to Jesus. So like, okay, I will, but first I have to believe in it, okay? Show me what you got. So if once I believe in Jesus, I will start praying to him, okay? But show me what you got. Like, no, that was it. You have to pray to Jesus. So like, yeah, but I don't believe in Jesus. I cannot pray to something I don't believe in. Like, no. That's how you start believing in Jesus. You first have to pray to Jesus to let him in your heart, and then you'll start believing in him. Like, I'm like, guys, this is not how this works. This is not how anything works. What are you talking? You want me to talk to something that I think it doesn't exist? Like, what? I mean, if I start talking to it, I already accepted it as true. So obviously, then what do you want me to talk to it and keep pretending that it's real until I start believing it, that it's real? Like, is that the method? This is obvious brainwashing. You want me to just keep, like, yeah, you just keep praying until you realize that it is real. And if you don't believe in him, just keep on praying. Well, yeah, I mean, if I keep pretending like he's real, at some point I'm going to feel like it's real. Like, you could do that with anything. You could do that with anything. Like, really, that's guys, come on, get some evidence or something. No. Just keep praying, and Jesus, open your heart, and Jesus will enter in. Right. I mean, if I do that with any idea, I will start, like, you could do that with any idea. Just open your mind with no critical thinking, no filters, and just open your mind and let anybody come and take a giant dump in your mind, and that crap is now going to be in your mind. Just remove all the filters and just accept the idea. That's your solution. It's basically like shut down the firewall that filters good ideas from bad ideas, and then see what virus is going to infect your mind. That's your solution? Okay, great. No, thank you. So you're saying try to find the truth, look into Christianity, was not convinced, will go to hell. Yes.
Couldn't be convinced by anything, although he really wanted to. Don't come at me with, if you just look into your heart, if you really want it, if you just let God do his work.
By the way, I know the obvious joke is like, if you look into your heart, well, heart is just a muscle that's pumping blood, blah, 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 blah. Guys, come on. Can we get above dad jokes? Obviously, by heart, they don't mean literally. Like this is what I don't like about some atheists, okay? They obviously are not talking about your literal goddamn heart, okay? Like, can we not, like, is that like, that was funny like 10 years ago. Even then, it wasn't that funny, okay? Armin, you need to let Jesus Christ come inside you. I'm straight. Okay? Is this homophobic if I say I don't want Jesus to come inside me? Is that homophobic? Is it homophobic? I'm not trying to be homophobic. If I'm not kink shaming. If you imagine, if your thing is imagining fictional characters coming inside you, then you do you. My kink is me coming inside fictional characters, specifically Kelly.
If you just sincerely ask God, then he will reveal himself to you. It doesn't work that way. That's what Christians say, it's what Muslims say, and what others say. It doesn't work. That's how you think it works because that's how you feel, because you believe in it.
Yes, exactly. Actually, you're right. Fatima saying consent matters, and you said no. And I'm being threatened with internal hellfire. Hashtag me too. Okay? This is problematic. Jesus is like, let me come inside you, and if you say no, I'm going to burn you forever. Like, somebody called the HR department of the universe. Somebody called the HR department of the goddamn universe. Jesus wants to come inside me, and I'm saying no, and he's threatening me.
Because you feel the emotion, the rush, but it's not true. To every Christian who will tell me that if you just ask God and if you sincerely want it, then God will reveal himself to you, and that you feel this connection because they communicate with you, I have to tell you, as a religious Muslim, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, it's like, this is amazing. Yeah, AP is so on the ball here. Okay, so a lot of Christians are like, no, you don't understand. We feel Jesus. It just feeling right here. Oh my, if you just could comprehend the emotions that we're going through when we feel Jesus inside our heart, you would know, you just know it's real. Like, yeah, I felt all of that, okay? I know, do you think like Muslims are not going through the same feeling that you are? You think they're not? They're having the same goddamn feeling. How sure are you that your feelings about Jesus inside you is so unique to you? Like, you're like, no, I cannot know what they're feeling is something else. That's the devil. How do you know you're not feeling the devil? How do you know that if it's based on fifis, if it's all based on fifis, then how come Muslims feeling Allah inside them? How come that is demonic or the devil? And you guys fifis are like pure godly, okay? You guys, Christians themselves, say like, oh, the devil is the greatest of all deceivers. So maybe this is the deception. Maybe it's Jesus tricked you and he's the devil. And he's making you have all these fifis for him. And if you're like, oh, it must be God, it's so pure. It's so pure. It must be God. Oh, they are also saying that they're feeling God and they're saying it's so pure. No, that's the devil. How can you tell? Did you experience what they experienced? The devil is inside you. Yes.
I felt the same thing. I felt the same connection. I felt overwhelmed. It was right there. It was heavy. It was sweet. It was beautiful. Sometimes it even felt like it made me drunk because...
Yeah, see? Apostate Prophet has felt all the fifis that the Christians are talking about. He already experienced it as a Muslim. And people are like, no, it's not the same thing. How the hell do you know? How do you know?
I felt the same connection. I felt overwhelmed. It was right there. It was heavy. It was sweet. It was beautiful. Sometimes it...
Yeah, I felt the same thing with my God when I believed in God.
Even felt like it made me drunk because I felt so in love with it. And yet I have encountered so many Christians who have described basically the same thing in different words. I know some people will really...
I've talked to Christians, Christian Arabs, who told me that they saw Jesus. I saw Jesus standing right in front of me in the same way I'm seeing you right now in front of me. That's how real Jesus came. He came to me. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? I saw Jesus. I woke up. I was in my bed. I woke up and Jesus was standing right next to my bed. It was as real, their experience was as real as I'm experiencing you today. I asked them one question. Just one question. Do you know what that question was? No, not mushrooms. I asked him one question and he couldn't answer me. This was an Arab Christian priest or pastor, whatever, I don't know. No, guys, no, I asked him one question. I asked him this. I said, how do you know you woke up? No, he doesn't have to hallucinate. He could have been still sleeping. He couldn't answer me this. I'm like, oh, you said you woke up and Jesus was standing right next to your bed. I'm like, how do you know you actually woke up? And he didn't have an answer for me.
Try to tell me.
Is Michael a Christian here? We have Muslims and Christians right now in the live chat. Michael, are you a Christian? I haven't been paying attention to your comments. Tell me what you can prove Christian with Jesus to me. Prove it. This is one chance for you to make me Christian. People have been trying for years.
Me that what I experienced as a Muslim was actually the wrong thing.
Yes.
It was actually something different, and only
it was the devil.
The feeling that you feel as a Christian is the right thing, and that is guidance. Just as a Muslim will tell us that what Christians feel is actually misguidance and that it is Satan touching
Yeah,
them.
the Muslims say But the Christians felt God in their belly or in their bum or whatever. Well, that was the Muslims say. Well, that what the Christians are experiencing, that's the devil or demonic. And the Sarah said, debate with me. Sarah, how old are you? I will debate with you live on air. If you're not like, how old are you? Depends on how old you are. I'm not gonna like take, because some people have been telling me some things about you. I don't want to. Yeah, I want to be careful. I thought I was early for school one time, but turns out to be a dream. Yeah, I had so many dreams of exams that I didn't know. Yeah, that's my number. Guys, how is it that till this day, the only nightmare that I have is going to school and there's an exam that I didn't know there was going to be that day. To this day, still, that's my nightmare. What the hell is wrong? Like, it's been years since I left college. Okay? And still, that's my nightmare. Doesn't make any sense. The same phenomena when we used to pee in bed while dreaming we are peeing when we were children. Oh, yeah, sure. Don't? Okay, fine. Fatima knows what's good. She has said she's 16. Oh, okay. She's okay. No 16. No debates with 16-year-olds.
Muslims feel is of course right. And who is the judge here who will point at the right one and the wrong one? You? Me? Other humans who are so mistaken by default? Who are so...
Yeah, like exactly. How do you know? Never got an answer to how do you know? Ask every Christian that said like, I just feel Jesus in my heart. Ask them, how do you know that's not the devil? I have asked this question for years. Oh, Sarah's saying I'm not 16. How old are you then? I have asked this question for years. Not a single Christian or Muslim who uses the whole Fifi answer has ever given me an answer. Just ask them, how do you know that feeling is not the devil? Oh, look at this idiot. Ha 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 ha. Atheist talking about morality? Question mark. Ha ha ha. Wow, you guys bring your best arguments forward, eh? I'm okay. Sarah's saying I'm 19, but I'm underage in South Korea, so don't know. I don't understand what that means, but okay. Majority age is 20 in Korea. Oh, so he's 19 but underage. She just troll. She's just hella inconsistent. What do you mean, Fatima? She's just a troll. I mean, she's hella inconsistent, as opposed to other religious people who are not inconsistent. I mean, if that's a definition of, I mean, that's just every religious person.
wrong about so many things in the world again and again, just like me.
Sarah, by the way, you're welcome here on the Atheist Republic community. Okay, you're welcome here. Guys, don't be mean to Sarah, okay? Nobody be mean to Sarah. You're welcome here. We welcome Muslims and Christians here. You know, you all could be here.
Isn't it so obvious that it is all so subjective and so biased that it's all the same? But hey, let's put the divide between Christianity and Islam and Christians and Muslims aside. Let's say that monotheism is true. Let's talk about China. What about the guy in China? In China, it doesn't even matter whether you believe in God or not. The question is completely irrelevant. It wouldn't make sense.
Oh, wait. So in China, we have 52% who are unaffiliated. So those are like, don't believe in God. And then we have 22% here also who Chinese folks, religionists. They also don't believe in God. Then we have 18.2% who are Buddhists. They also don't believe in God. That's why you get so many people who don't believe in any gods. And then we have 5% Christian and 2% Muslim. And what the hell is this 0.8% other? What is left? Hindus in China? Okay.
It's for an average Chinese person to sit here and to explain to the Chinese people why he doesn't believe in God.
Yeah, so you're basically screwed if you're born in China, because you're gonna go to hell, according to both Muslims and Christians. Wow, Michael is like throwing like, wow, thank you so much for that information, Michael. This is the level of commentary we get from Christians here. Thank you for that information. Very educational. And the atheists start killing them. Oh my god. Guys, look at the level of discourse in the live chat. Oh, I like this one though. Armin Navabi, leader of anti-god. Oh, I'll take that label. Sure. Thank you.
Because nobody believes in God. People would just sit and be like, why are you telling us this?
Yeah.
Most people in China don't believe
I love that. Oh my god! Imagine if we lived in the world where, like, hey, why are you talking to us about God? Go somewhere else.
in God. The question doesn't mean anything to them. And this is not an active act of disbelief, of disbelieving. No, the question is unfamiliar to them. The concept of God is unfamiliar to them. They're not discussing whether they do believe or don't believe in God. The question doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's how it would be the natural order of things if you didn't lie to people about God. Like if you just didn't introduce the idea of God, and then all of a sudden randomly introduce it, and people like you go tell people about God, and like, what are you? What are you talking about? Go away. What is all this crap? Like nobody would know. Nobody even would have any understanding of what you're referring to. If like people wouldn't be like, Christians and Muslims think like if you have like a godless world and all of a sudden you come in with the idea of God and people are like, oh yes, I knew there was something missing. Oh, this is it. No, people will be like, get the hell out of here, you moron. What are you talking about? This is like this is a random, yeah.
It's irrelevant. Most people in China will never become Muslims and will never become Christians and will never find the one true God. So why do they exist? How is it conceivable that
Because hell needs fuel, okay? Because hell uses human fat to burn. So God was like, let's make the most populated country on the planet atheist so that we have something to run hell on, right? Renewable energy, sources of energy. There's no oil in afterlife. So God had to create a whole bunch of heathens like, think about it. India and China, okay? The most populated countries in the world are neither Christian or Muslim, right? Because where do you think all that fire and hell comes from? It comes from human fat. God specifically created them so that hell could keep going. Yeah, that's the darkest thing I've ever said in my life.
one religion is true, one God is true, and he expects everybody to seek and find him? That he expects every Chinese person to seek and find this true religion, to find this true God, but most Chinese people never engage in that. So
by the way, YouTube, I don't believe in God. So if you strike me for saying God created Chinese and Hindus people for that, then I don't know what the else to do, okay? I don't think God is real, okay? That was just like all of that is nonsense. God damn it, YouTube.
alone being successful. They all just live and die without ever thinking about God, while we are sitting here talking about whether God exists or not, like it is a universal existential question.
No.
Because to us, this is an existential question, because we have a history of Abrahamic monotheism. But they don't, which is why it's not even a trivial question to them. Meanwhile,
Yeah, it doesn't even cross their mind. Guys, again, most Muslims and Christians don't understand that if the idea of God was not introduced to mankind, this would not be a topic that even would be relevant. It wouldn't even cross people's mind. People wouldn't be walking around like, I wonder if the universe is a creator, conscious. No, it would be as relevant as somebody like, hey guys, have you ever wondered if a giant turtle just farted the whole universe into existence? That's how relevant the question of God would be.
into Islam, Islam is true, and all those people who are born into Islam will conveniently go to heaven because they will live as Muslims and die as Muslims, even if they don't do anything. And no one has an answer about all those poor Chinese people whom Allah has created or God has created, but that he doesn't seem to care about. Yeah, I know, some people may nitpick and may complain about how simple I make it seem, but it simply is that simple.
It's actually even more simple than this. Most Christians, guys, when you listen to Christian apologists or as Muslim debaters or whatever, most Muslims and Christians have never even thought about it to that level. Not even close. Not even close. Like people are like, oh, you're simplifying things. No, we're not. We're actually making it more complicated than the way most Christians and Muslims have come to their idea. Do you think Muslims and Christians believe in God because they like consider different philosophical positions and they evaluate it? No, they're like, oh, you're simplifying it. No, it's the opposite. You guys are making it seem like this is like a much more nuanced conversation than it is for most Muslims and Christians' path to their faith. In fact, we're as simple as all of this is, it's more complicated than the thought process that goes beyond most Muslims and Christians believing in their crap.
You could explain that as a Christian, you are expected to do certain things. And as a Muslim, you are expected to worship and do this and that. But both religions believe in the same conclusions. Yes, you may need...
Oh my God, the Apostate Prophet is saying both Christianity and Islam believe in the same conclusions. Oh my God, this is a beautiful day. Oh, I'm so happy. Again, Islam is way more dangerous of an idea, okay? What I always say is that all religions are equally wrong, but not all religions are equally dangerous, okay? So they're not the same. If I say they're all equally wrong, people are like, oh, Armin says Christianity and Islam are the same. No! Fix your goddamn ears. No, okay? If I say that, I don't know, the sky is green when it's blue, okay? That is wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong information, okay? But if I also say that there's a monster under my bed that is telling me to go chop my neighbors, okay? Both of these ideas are equally wrong because being right or wrong is a binary thing, okay? There's not a spectrum. A statement is either true or false, okay? So me saying the sky is green is false. Me saying there's a monster under my bed who wants me to go chop my neighbors is also false. They're both equally false. But one of these ideas is more dangerous than the other one. Okay? Do you see the difference? Oh my God. People telling me to chill. You must be new here if you're asking me to chill. If you want me to be chill, this is not the right channel for you, okay? If any of you want me to be chill, then you guys have no idea, okay? This is my version of chill, okay? You haven't seen me when I get angry, okay? You guys, I'm serious. Like, if you don't like me emotional like this, then you guys, this is the worst channel for you.
To do certain things, but regardless, if you believe, then you will eventually go to heaven. You are eventually admitted to the good place, no matter how sinful or how lazy you are, because you did believe in the true religion. Even if someone is a terrible person who has a bad temper and who doesn't treat people very well, who deceives and is a wrongdoer, that person is still considered good and goes to heaven because he is a believer. But if I live my life in the best way possible and I'm kind to people and I share, then I still go to the bad place. And I'm a bad person because I simply didn't believe in God, because it didn't make sense to me, because I wasn't convinced. Right. I'm long not done explaining that the idea of the...
Okay, so the rest of this video is going to be another live stream, but I need to give you a couple of examples for you guys to use, okay? So depending on the argument that Christians or Muslims will use, you have to use different examples, okay? Because some people say that God is obvious and that's why you should believe in him, okay? And some people say that the reason why this is such a major crime against God is because God gave us so much and and we're not being grateful for all his blessings, and that's why we deserve this punishment. Okay, so if we're just wrong and we just came to the wrong conclusion, it's kind of like basically being tortured for failing on an exam. Like if people are saying, oh, there's evidence for the existence of God and you guys are just denying it, I mean, this is kind of like failing your math class and be like, okay, I guess you're gonna get tortured now for it. Like your God is torturing people for evaluating the evidence wrong. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. And the other example I give is like, imagine if you are a really wonderful mom. You're just the best mom. Okay, you're just so nice. You work hard. You have 2 jobs to provide for your children. You're cleaning the house. You're cooking. You're a single parent. You think of the world of your children, and you're trying to give them all the opportunities in the world. And if they get sick, it's just like so devastating to you. You're trying to make them healthy. You're planning their future, and you do all of these things. And one morning, your daughter comes down the stairs, and you have prepared. You're waiting for her. Every morning, you're just waiting to see the smile on their faces, because they just brighten up your entire life whenever you see them. Okay, you look forward to it every morning. Okay, and she's coming down, and you prepared breakfast for her. Went and bought her her favorite, I don't know, cereal and all the things. You cooked you just the right temperature of French toast that she likes, and orange juice, and you're just waiting for her to come and see that all her favorite foods are there, and just you want to see the reaction in her face. Okay, and your daughter is just so ungrateful. She just acts like she's always on her phone. She's doing like TikTok 24/7, and she just comes down, and just like always, she doesn't even acknowledge that you're there. She just comes and eats, doesn't even say good morning to you. She just eats her food and just goes away, and she didn't even notice you sitting next to her. Doesn't exchange a single word with you. Okay, she's just such an ungrateful, right? Such an ungrateful daughter, right? After all she did, like, you know, what? But then what does the mother do? Obviously, what does the mother do? What's the reaction when she sees this? What does she do? What does she do? What do you think is the right thing to do for a mother? What do you think her reaction is gonna be? Nobody is gonna guess? Okay, I'll just tell you, okay? Obviously, what's gonna happen? Nobody? Okay. Heartbreak cry? No, not that. No, that would be the most rational thing. Yes, Alex got it. The mother is gonna go grab her daughter by the neck. Again, guys, this is a YouTube, okay? This is a hypothetical. We're making a point, okay? And she's gonna open the oven. She's gonna put her daughter inside the oven, close the oven, and she's gonna put the oven at a specific temperature, okay? She's going to turn the oven on, and she wants to make sure that her daughter burns in there, but at a very specific temperature so that she doesn't die too fast. Okay? This is a daughter that was so ungrateful to her mother. She didn't even acknowledge her existence. So the mom, she doesn't want to do this. She doesn't want to do this, okay? But she brought it on herself. She just brought this on herself, okay? She's gonna turn the dial on the oven at the specific temperature that she knows. She's been studying this. She knew that she had to be prepared for this day. She came up with the exact temperature that she suffers and burns in the oven for as long as possible without dying too soon. Okay? She wants to make sure that she burns in the oven, and she closes it. She's like hitting on the oven. She's crying. She's screaming. She wants to get out. But no, the mom has to do. A mom has to do what a mom has to do, right? And she burns in the oven. I mean, she asked for this, right? This is what a loving mother does. She doesn't want to do this. She loves her daughter, but she was so ungrateful. She was just so ungrateful, right? Makes sense, right? Anyways, nobody could deny here that this is a loving mom, by the way. Do not deny that this is a loving mom. This is what you guys, any parents, you guys would do this to your children, right? If they were being ungrateful, right? If you give so much to them and they were ungrateful to you and didn't even acknowledge your existence. I know you love them, but obviously this is something that they chose for themselves, right? You would do this to your children, right? Oh, yes, Sarah's saying, yeah, but God is willing to forgive you now, and you're choosing not to repent. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Sarah. Just like the daughter. All she had to do was just ask for forgiveness, being like, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm a loving daughter. I apologize, right? But she was so ungrateful. Time and time again. Actually, you're right, Sarah. The mom actually warned the daughter, but the daughter didn't take her seriously. She's like, can you forgive me for not... Can you ask for forgiveness? You're like, you're being so mean to me. I worked so hard for you. Look at all I've done for you. I'm going to punish you. But I'm not being mean. I'm not going to punish you. I'm not going to burn you if you just say I'm sorry and accept me as a loving mom. But the daughter just ignored. She never asked for forgiveness. And now the day of judgment has arrived. Now the day of judgment has arrived. And now your cries of mercy, it's too late. It's too late. You had the chance. Oh yeah, God done more for you than your mother did. Yes, exactly. That's why the mom was torturing her daughter for a period of time, and that's why it makes sense for God to torture you for eternity, right? God has done so much for us, so that's why the mom didn't torture her daughter for eternity. After like 15 minutes of burning alive, the daughter died. Okay, but God has done more for us, so it only makes sense that He tortures us even more. Because we've been we have been so ungrateful to his divine gifts. So it wouldn't make sense if we just burn for 15 minutes. We have to burn for eternity. All right. I'm gonna head out now. We're gonna do more AP. Stop playing. Why? Does this not make sense to you guys? I mean, this is what they teach us. How is this different? It's not. All right, guys. I'm going to head out. And I'm going to remind you once and again, this is not a threat. But I'm going to remind you that we have Atheist Republic has used the Patreon money, link to our Patreon in the description, and we have created 2 rooms. So the Christian hell is fake. Islamic hell is fake. Wow, we got $10 Australian super chat. Thank you so much, Matteo. It's gonna go. This $10 is gonna go into investing on these 2 rooms, make them look nicer. Maybe buy a plant or something. We have invested in 2 rooms. One of them is an atheist hell, which is basically a torture chamber for the people who are not subscribed to Atheist Republic. Okay, so atheist hell is now real. We have a torture chamber. Okay, for whoever is not subscribed, but we have a second room that sees into you can see, just like the Islamic heaven, where you can see people who are being tortured in hell. So we have like a one-way mirror where you can see in the torture chamber where we're torturing people who watch the videos without subscribing. But this second room is for people who like being tortured. Okay, it's their kink. Okay, because we can't put everybody. This is what we thought about. Allah and Yahweh didn't think about this. Okay, they're just torturing everybody. We have a second room for people who watch our videos who do not subscribe, but they enjoy being tortured, and we shove them in the second room, and they get to watch all the people that are being tortured, and they're going to want to be tortured, but they're not going to be tortured. They're just going to see that we're torturing people, and that they're never going to get tortured. Okay, so we have basically one room that we torture people who do not like to be tortured, and they're not subscribed. Another room where you get to see people being tortured, and you want to be tortured, but you don't get to get tortured. And both of these rooms are for people who watch our videos and do not subscribe. Okay, depending on whether you have a kink or not, it's going to go into one of these rooms. Okay, but you could avoid all of this. You could avoid all of this by just subscribing. Okay, you could just this is not a threat. This is just something that's going to happen. Okay, it's just reality. Okay, it's not a threat. It's just the nature of how things are. Okay, so you might as well just subscribe and avoid yourself misery and everything. Okay, no, okay, no, you don't. You're unsubscribed. You weren't listening. You don't understand how this works. Okay, anyways, yes. Hashtag Sim for Guru Armin. Ghost Bunnies. Thank you so much. Sim for Guru Armin, especially. Yeah. Is there a special place for ACS Heaven for Sims? We can't afford. Like, guys, we use all our patron money. We built the hell, Atheist Hell. We haven't yet built an Atheist Heaven. We probably will build our Atheist Heaven once we hit to 300 subscribers. So link to our Patreon in the description. We will be able to afford to build an Atheist Heaven once we build there. So again, do not become a patron, and do not support us financially in any way. If you're struggling financially, just like and subscribe. That already helps us a lot. It really does help us. You do not need to become a patron. Only support us financially if you're comfortable financially and you're not struggling. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, and subscribe. You thought I'm not gonna do this. You thought I'm not gonna do this. Of course I'm gonna do this. You subscribe. Do it now. What the hell's wrong with you? Why are so many of you watching this video without subscribing? Just subscribe. Do it now.